What's up, y'all? I forgot to hit start broadcast. I'm a dummy. Robbie W better get some fucking videos, dude. What's up, bud?
What's up, Ed?
Ain't that much. Hanging out. You just
Heck
right.
yeah. This is a live streaming day here.
Yep. Why not? You know what I'm gonna do? See this right here? You guys looking at my shared screen?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do. I think I'll do a contest. Why not? 500 subscribers and give away this bad page sucker. And I feel like everybody could use that.
That's a great tool right there. I love mine.
Yeah. I got. I don't even know how I have 500. No one hear
I'm
me?
so pissed. Yeah, I hear you.
They hear me on the
I'm
street?
so I'm so pissed, man. My headphones just broke. Look at that.
Well, that sucks. Oh, okay. Let me see. People on the stream, can you hear me now? That, all right, because I got to do some stupid thing with my computer for some reason. I have to go to like since I have the stupid Astros, which Astros are actually really good uh, headphones. I got to go to here and turn on this. I think was it this one? Probably just messed it up. You hear me, Phil?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Let me. I have the Astro A40.
What is that? Astros. Is that headset or something?
Yeah, it's a headset that can be used for both PC and PS4, and they're very high quality.
Yeah, I got to get a better headset. I have these wireless headphones. I've had them for a couple of years, but I just went to put them on, and the stupid part that goes around your head just snapped in half. I don't know why. I didn't put any pressure on them. It just broke.
Oh, that sucks. I guess that my since my speaker was my microphone was before, I'm gonna tell the people in chat that if and when I have a 500 subscriber contest, I'll give away one of these headphones. Okay, it seems like a good
Yeah, your voice is kind of it's kind of cutting in and out just a little bit,
little bit.
and there's also people asking for the Hangout link, but I think if they just scroll up,
I
it's
already
there in the chat. Oh, you retracted it?
yeah, because I don't want
Ah,
kids gonna join us. He's gonna whisper all night. The whisper, the tank whisper. Yeah, after dinner tonight, we drove to LFS, which is only like 5 miles away from the restaurant, and we're just looking. Felt like buying some.
Yeah,
Got that mushroom, and yeah, my wife got all like pouty because we saw all the clowns. Sucks.
yeah. You'll get some more.
Yeah, we will. What is this? I guess they call it falau. Whenever the 6 weeks, let them hang out in there and let the tank sit by itself for 6 weeks, and then uh,
Yeah, I did my second water test tonight after tank cycled and this Pucani rock. It was reading a little high on phosphates about 5 days ago, and did the water change, and I read zeros all the way across the board today, so that's pretty good. I'm kind of glad now I did that acid wash on them just to get all that crap out of there. This is my first time I've ever set up a tank with dead rock. I've always, I've only done it a couple times, but I've always used live rock. You still there, Ed? I can't hear you at all now, just so you know. I can see your screen, but not hearing any voice. Yeah, I don't know if you can still hear me, Ed, but there's definitely no sound coming from you. What's up, Kevin? Can you hear me?
I definitely can.
All right, all right, all right.
Hey, how do I use Hangouts on?
I don't know what's going on with Ed. His headset or something's goofing up.
I think I'll do a stream to Friday on my channel that I've been on.
What are
Hey,
you?
Brett. Hey, Brett. We can't hear you, man. It sounds like you're whispering.
No, I'm actually kind of yelling into my phone. I don't know what's up with my phone.
What is he talking about?
Is my mic not working on my phone?
It's real, real low.
Really?
Yeah, super low. We can barely. It sounds like you're just going.
Okay.
It sounds like you're just mumbling. We can't really hear you.
I guess Ed gave up on trying to get his mic to work. He's shopping.
Oh. Live stream takeover.
I guess so. Philip, let's just do this, man. What are we doing? He trying to do the CJ voice. Okay. All right. Oh, it's not Narcosis' little brother? Oh, wow. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, boy.
Yes, yes, yes.
So what's poppin', Kevin? What are you doing? What do you got going on over there?
None, man. I was just sitting here watching TV and my phone dinged. I'm like, all right, let me see what these nerds are up to. See that the damn chat's called Nerds or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Reef chat starring EDK and the Funky Bunch. And EDK is not even on here. I don't get this.
He's in the chat.
Hey, you know what? He can be in the chat. I can't hear him, so I can talk all type of crap I can talk. Yeah, buddy. So Philip, Philip, you say you're gonna go get fish tomorrow?
No, I got him today.
You got him today?
Yeah, I got 2 black ice ocelot clownfish, yellow chorus wrasse, and 3 firefish. They're all in
nice.
they're all in my 10-gallon quarantine tank right now.
Damn, that sounds like a lot of fish for that one little 10-gallon, man.
Yeah, but they're pretty small. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. Trust me, when I first brought them home, I'm looking at my new tank, and I so wanted to put them in there, but I've just been bit. I've been bit too many times. I mean, dude, I've wiped out my entire tank before with getting some kind of. I think I'd had that velvet twice, and then it's not that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, sometimes it can mess up things, but I've lost my whole tank twice because I never quarantine, and on that second time, I've always quarantined.
Right. I got you.
I had a long conversation with a guy at the LFS, and so I'm like, hey, how long have you had these fish? And he goes, well, we got them yesterday. I'm like, well, how's your the guy you get them from? How is he? And he goes, they're pretty reputable, and the clownfish are captive bred, so they haven't been exposed to the ocean or any disease. And I said, hey, if you're putting these in your tank, would you quarantine them? And he's kind of looking at me, and he goes, well, it depends on what kind of tank. And I go, well, it's brand new. It just finished the cycle. And he's like, well, do you have a quarantine set up? And I go, yeah, it's ready to go. I just took 3 fish out of it, well, 1, 2 died, but I just took 1 fish out of it. And he goes, well, you already know your answer. He goes, you could probably get away with it, but since it's set up, just quarantine them. I just hate it. I hate waiting, but it's the best thing to do.
Well, if they just got the fish yesterday, right? They don't quarantine the fish themselves?
Well, yeah, he said they do. Well, the local fish store just got them, but he said that the person he gets them from, they hold them for a while. But it's always, I don't know. I've been doing this a long time, and I've lost a lot of fish from not quarantining. So, but I've also lost a lot of fish in quarantine. So it's kind of it's one of those things where, you know, sometimes, like you said, I have a lot of fish in that 10-gallon tank. So I might be causing more stress. Who knows, you know, but it's just one of those things. I hate to infect my main display and then have to not put anything in there for, you know, weeks on end. So
how is my audio now?
it's a little better.
So it is my mic, because I really haven't changed how I'm talking. Here, let me try prepare.
So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I've done it both ways, and I've had luck both ways. But that one time you have bad luck, and it wipes out your entire tank.
Right. No, I mean, I agree with you. I would definitely quarantine them too and just watch them for a bit. I mean, that's what 5 or 6 fish.
It's 3, 4, 6 fish.
6. I said they're pretty small, so I mean
they're small, yeah.
But I'm sure you're gonna do pretty frequent water changes. So I mean, if there's any ammonia or anything like that in there, you'll get it out quickly. So I mean, I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, I guess I should rephrase that. When I say quarantine tank, I
Your
kind of
observation
have
tank. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have I have rock in there that's been seeded for a while, and I have sand.
Right.
You know, and what I do it kind of different than a lot of people. A lot of people, when they get their fish, they put them straight into a quarantine tank with medication, whether they're sick or not. And personally, I don't really agree with that, because I've had fish die from medication. So what I do is I observe them, and then if I do see ick, then I transfer them to a quarantine tank where I can treat with copper. Or, you know, if I do see other things, I can treat them in another 10-gallon tank that I have.
How's my audio now?
Dude, you sound the same. Hey, here's my kind of stance on it, on what I'm gonna do. And I mean, you know, everybody's gonna do it a little bit different, but like, what I started to do is when I get new fish and I put them in quarantine, I use 2 things. I use erythromycin and general cure. And the reason why I use those 2 things, I don't use EDK, I don't use methylene blue or anything like that unless I see a problem. The reason why I use those 2 things is because those 2 things gets rid of internal stuff.
Right.
You can't see. So once I get fish, I throw them in a quarantine tank, and I use those 2 for a week. Then the next week, they're in fresh water. If fresh salt water, if I don't see any parasites or any ick or anything like that. Then if I see more, then I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and do more. But other than that, I mean, those are the only 2 meds that right off the bat I give my quarantine system.
Yeah, no, there's tons of different ways to do it, and there's all these different theories, and I just, I haven't really lost any fish once they've gotten out of quarantine in a really long time. So I'm just kind of sticking with the method that's been working for me.
That's smart.
But, I just trip out, though, on other people. Like today, CJ, I was on his stream when he got the powder blue, the powder brown, yellow tang. I mean, he got all fish pretty much that are really susceptible to, ick and things that I've experienced before, and he's putting them right in the main display.
Yeah, so, I mean, he doesn't quarantine at all, and that works for him. Each person does it differently. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way that you're doing it.
Yeah, to me, he's playing with fire, especially with the powder blue. I mean, those things get ick from just looking at them sideways. But he'll have to deal with it if he gets it. But he might luck out, and he's had good success without doing it. I know Rico doesn't quarantine. I mean, from what I've read, less than 5% of people actually quarantine. So it's just one of those things. You got to just kind of pick your way and stick with it. But I was tempted, man. I'm looking at my empty tank, and I want some fish in there, but I'm gonna wait.
For me, I've lost one fish, but all 3 of the fish in my 10-gallon were affected. But because everything was from the local fish store, they're treating it for me. And now once I get a bigger tank, it's not worth it for me just to put them in there, especially if they're all the money I put in on corals and fish. It's just not worth it. I'd rather wait 4 weeks or so to put them in than to put them in right away and then kill them off.
But again, I mean, I've quarantined fish for my length was going to be for 4 weeks. Week 1, erythromycin, general cure, bam, no problem. Week 2, they're just in fresh salt water. Week 3, they're just in fresh salt water. After the end of week 3, the fish died. What's right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no right or wrong. It can happen in quarantine, out of quarantine. I've gotten fish where I put them straight into my display tank, die the next morning. I mean, it happens. So I mean, there's no right or wrong here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, sometimes, you know, just the stress from the quarantine tank is enough to kill them. I mean, it just,
you got to do what works for you. And when I say works for you is, all right, Phil, you have the luxury of having a quarantine system, a monitoring system, and a display tank. A lot of people can only have a display tank, so they have no choice but to put them right in. A lot of people can have a huge quarantine system. You know, I'm building myself a whole laboratory here, basically, where I can have the best of all worlds. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just about what works for you.
yeah, you got a lot. So, you know, I was lucky enough to win. I won a bear.
Hey, Philip, you're breaking up. I can't hear you, Philip.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I can do that.
Dude, my filter totally broke on me today. I don't know if you saw it in the live stream or not.
In what live stream?
That sucks.
Rico's live stream. It totally broke on me today, so I picked up a Marine Land filter instead, so I hope it works well.
You're using a hang on back?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, in my 10-gallon.
I can't put all-in-one system because mine isn't an all-in-one system, but I really want to get one of those.
What size tank is it?
20.
You can drill it and put 5-10 gallons in there.
Can you hear me better now, Kevin?
Yeah, I can hear you better.
It's an option.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you.
Yeah, what I was saying was I was lucky enough to win. Bay Area Reefs had a contest when he still had his tank up and running before his surgery.
Yeah.
And he was giving away like a full quarantine setup.
I remember that.
Yeah, minus the tank. And I won that.
Nice.
So he sent me the pump and the air pump and what do you call that little black foam sponge filter and airline tubing. He gave me some copper, some Prezi Pro. I mean, I got the full setup. So I just waited till Petco had their 10-gallon per dollar sale, and I got my what I call my observation tank. And then I had an old 10-gallon tank that I use if I ever do have to put nets in. You know, I keep that separate from the nets, the buckets, everything I use for that. I keep it separate just to not, you know, transfer any of that over to the main tanks.
That's where I got my Marine Land filter today, Petco. So seems I don't have any results on it. I just put it on like literally 10 minutes ago. So
What type of filter you got? Marine Line?
yeah.
Oh, you should have went with the Aqua Clear, man. That would have been better.
That's what, yeah, Clears are good.
I was gonna go with that, but I couldn't find it there. I heard though the Marine Lands last for about 2 years or so. So the reason why I'm
Did you get the penguin? Or
the
emperor?
penguin. The
I-
penguin.
Creative Tony from Creative Fish Studio. He has a 40 breeder with he had a penguin, but he got an emperor because his penguin died after like 8 months, I think it was. Not sure though. But he got a defective unit that like was missing half the impeller anyways.
Mine isn't missing anything, so hopefully mine won't break in 8 months. If it breaks in a year, I'm okay with that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, then
You have a lot of, don't you have a lot of hang on the back
he got the
filters, Kevin?
Yeah, man, I got a ton of them. I got canisters.
Which ones do you use for the hang on the back? Which ones do you? Because I've tried a few. I have an Aqua Clear, and then in that little 10-gallon I have now, I just have a Aqueon.
I mean, I have an Aqueon. I have an Aqua Clear. I have a Marine Land. I have what else do I have? What else do I have? I have another one. I got like 3 or 4 of them, and the one
Yeah,
that
me too.
the one that's my go-to. All right, Ed, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you. You're back.
Damn, why don't you tell me I'm all talking shit? Because no
You
one
just came back. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You just came back. Calm down.
I'm ready to flip my damn computer down. I'm ready to kick it over, man.
oh my god, dude.
Now the one that I go to, Phil, is the Aqua Clear. I like the Aqua Clear. The reason why is the Aqua Clear is very modular. You can do a lot with it, meaning you can put media in there. You can all the other ones like the Marine Land and the Aqueon or whatever. The chambers are way small where you can't fit too much in there.
Well,
I like it because you can fit a lot in there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, if you buy you buy the filters that fit in there, or do you just use like your own filter floss or whatever?
No, I buy the whole pinky filter, or I buy the blue and white one, or just a regular white one, and I just stuff that in there.
Yeah. I put my own stuff in there. I managed to fit a carbon filter pad and some ChemiPure in there. So that's all I'm running on my tank. So it's going pretty good.
You see the problem that you run into with that is when those either the ChemiPure or the filter pad or whatever gets clogged, then you run into a problem where it's just going to run over the top. It's just going to run back into the tank. It's not going to go through the filter. With the Aqua Clear, the water is forced from the bottom up. So no matter what, it has to be forced through it. So it will go around it, through it, all that. And I just think it's a better filter. That's just me, though. I mean, everybody's different, so, you know.
Yeah, I'll see how this filter works. If it doesn't make the carbon active and it's not enough flow, I'll just fit one of my tiny pumps in there and hopefully the carbon will be more active.
I have a question on a 1 gallon or 2 gallon Pico base invert tank.
1 gallon.
What?
1 or 2 gallon. Yeah, just invert, like just baby snail and like these little astro stars, I think they're called.
I saw a video when a guy managed to fit a clown goby in one of those things. I was like, but yeah. He only does like one water change, moves everything.
Well, no, this is just so my mom teaches first grade, and she wants to take some of like the hitchhikers from my tank and bring them to a classroom.
Yeah, that's cool. You can do a lot. I've seen guys do full-blown reefs in a little Pico jar and stuff. I don't know if you guys ever seen that online. Where
I have.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, it'd be hard to do.
I was thinking about starting one of those.
I am too, like a full-on reef form. Be cool.
They are pretty cool. I have all the materials for it, so.
Me too, pretty much. But it's just a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're thinking, 1 gallon, should be easy, but freshwater,
Yeah.
Yeah. The smaller the water volume you have, the harder it is to keep everything from spiking. And
I've been really lucky with my 10-gallon. It's my first saltwater tank. We used to have a 55-gallon. Well, my aunt had a 55-gallon saltwater tank, but she just got fed up with everything, so she gave it to my parents, and then they converted it into a freshwater tank, and this was back in probably from 2005 to 2008, 2009 maybe, and so I just got the 10-gallon 2 months ago now.
Yeah.
And that was that was the first saltwater tank we've run.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
So, in your 10-gallon, what type of stuff do you usually run on it? Like, what do you run? And what type of fish do you have in there and stuff?
Well, okay, so I added a firefish.
I have one of those.
I
have one.
cycled. What size tank you have?
20. I have one of those.
Oh, do you have what type is it? Just 20-gallon from PetSmart, Petco?
No, it's from one of my local fish stores. It's a hexagon, which I know is very stupid, but I do all my proper maintenance on it, so it runs itself almost.
Yeah, same with my 10-gallon. I don't have to do anything but top off and water changes. So I'm running the 50-watt heat I got it in a bundle.
Yeah, but
what?
I also dose my stuff, so because I have some SPS and LPS in there, so.
Yeah, I have 3 mushroom frags, which I got for free.
I have some mushrooms. None of them have really grown, but.
So I'm using a top fin power filter with activated carbon, and so that's it. That's the only filtration, only flow.
Yeah, what type of fish? So is that all you have, a firefish?
No, I got the tank up and running with Dr. Tim's One and Only from our local fish store, and then the next day 2 days later I added the firefish, and then about 3-4 weeks later I added 2 clownfish, and then within a week after, which was the day, so I guess it came with Brooklynella, and so a week after, which would be.
I hate that stuff. My clown got that one time. It's
a week after that, so I got them a week before Easter, and then on Easter night, I noticed the white spots, and so Monday, I was like, oh, it's ick, and then Monday or Brooklynella. So Monday, I'm calling every fish store because one of the 2 clownfish I added a week ago from that day was on the floor
oh yeah,
dying.
That's what happened to mine. To mine.
And then not even an hour later it died.
Mm-hmm.
And my fish store was closed. And then the next day, I take in the clownfish, and the guy at my fish store, he has a PhD in something along these lines.
Yo, Kevin, what's up?
Nothing. Just listen to what these two are going on.
So I took him to the local fish store.
I flushed all my fish because they fucking died.
Yo, Ed, you're wildin', dog. You're wildin', man.
I need to go get some beer, man.
I just went and got me one.
Oh, did you? I don't have any in the house.
Dude, you already sound drunk.
I am.
So Tuesday, which is 2 days after Easter, I bring him into the fish store. The owner of the fish store, he does a scraping on the fish, and then he looks at it, the parasite, under the microscope. He identified it as Brooklynella, and so now fast forward, Tuesday is going to be 4 weeks of them in treatment, and he's taking them out of hyposalinity slowly starting today, and then I'll get them back sometime after Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing this? The pet store?
My local fish store.
Man, dude, that's like a science experiment. I mean, I'm surprised if that fish is not dead when it comes out.
Oh no, Both of them are fine. The firefish is being treated right now, too, because it had Brook. But yeah, they're both perfect now.
Hey Ed, we're gonna have to go over to Deathmanger's live stream for gaming because it's just not the same.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm lagging, right?
Well, not only that, but we're missing all the screaming and the.
Yeah,
that was pretty entertaining that night.
Yeah.
You're missing.
It was hilarious. I couldn't. I don't like gaming, but I couldn't tear myself away from it. It was hilarious.
Yo, she scares the crap out of me when she's playing the game. because she be jumping at stuff that I don't even see, and I'm like, yo, what is she jumping at? Like, what's going on?
I'm trying to be polite. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to watch me game.
Brett left to call whoever Brett was. Wait,
what is that game? What is that game? Overland? Is that called Overland? Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into gaming. I suck at it.
Yeah, but yeah, I was looking into the aqua clear filters, but I just couldn't find one.
Phil, I'm going all out, bro.
All right.
It's your fault.
You should.
Yo, Bubba.
It's Bubba's fault. Buddha's fault. Kevin's fault. Actually, it's Rico. Rico's like, man, get you a calcium reactor. I'm like, God dang it.
Who? No. I never told you about no calcium reactor. I know nothing about it. I can't recommend it. I'm sorry.
I said I was just gonna dose. He's like, man, you gotta fuck with chemicals and bottles and mix some shit.
Well, in that case, yeah, if you're gonna dose, then yeah. But I mean, that can come later down the road, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna get the calcium reactor for Christmas.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I told the wife that it's gonna be a couple $100 for that, and I don't need it right away. And I said maybe Christmas.
Couple hundred. A couple $100? What kind of calcium reactor are you getting?
Well, you gotta think of the calcium reactor, the
regulator,
regulator, the bottle, all that. I mean, it's a couple $100 for real.
You're talking about $700 to $1,000 for a calcium reactor.
Yeah, basically.
For your size tank you're getting, yeah, counting 1,000 for a really good one.
How much would a calcium reactor be for a 20-gallon? Like $200, $250.
Why would you buy one for a 20-gallon?
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother.
No way.
That's not economical at all. It's better if you dose at that point because the chemicals that you're going to use to dose is not going to be that much anyway.
Yeah, a 20-gallon you can get by with water changers pretty much.
I mean, but if you do want to dose, it's better if you just buy the gallon jugs and do it in smaller doses than going out and getting an expensive calcium reactor setup.
What about if I set up a dosing pump? Can I do that? Like set up a dosing pump?
You don't even need 20 gallons.
Well, what are you trying to dose? What are you trying to do? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about calcium and alkalinity. You know, the big BRS stuff.
Right, but why are you dosing? Why are you looking to dose?
Because I have some SPS in my tank that really needs that stuff.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
It's because, well, I know coral consumes alkalinity and calcium.
But how do you know that your tank needs it?
He's just guessing.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
I like to try new things out.
Okay, that's where you're gonna run into problems. I'm not giving you no suggestions. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you one suggestion. If it's my suggestion to you, don't start dosing until you know what your tank is consuming.
Right.
And if you do need to dose, do your water changes as regular. That stuff already has the elements in there that will replenish itself. So you may go ahead and get alkalinity and calcium, put it in your tank, and then your levels go way sky high, and you don't even know it if you're not testing. So
I
that's
haven't
my
been
2 cents.
dosing anything. I just been doing water changes with the Coral Plus, and my alkalinity is like 12. I don't need to dose it. If anything, I need to reel it in instead of dosing on my 20-gallon.
So that's my suggestion to you, man.
You know what I
But I
mean?
mean,
Have
everybody
to-
gonna do what they're gonna do. If you feel like you need a dose, then by all means, do your thing.
A good rule of thumb is don't dose anything you're not testing for. So
My ta-
you don't want to dose calcium or alkalinity unless you know what your levels are at and if you need it or not. And you might be able to get away, well, you could probably get away for a really long time just by doing water changes because the salt is going to replenish any of the alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium and trace elements that you're consuming.
You dig it, man?
You dig it?
He doesn't want to hear it, man. He wants the fucking dose.
Well, you can, but I've been doing this a long time, and I can tell you that there's no reason to do it unless you're testing for it and your corals are consuming more than you can manage with the water change.
I agree. So let's look at this because Phil says I have to spend $1,000 on a calcium reactor. Well, I said a couple $100. I mean, why you gotta beat me up?
well, my
For your
tank.
tank, Ed, you want to get the Geo 6, I think it's the 612 or 612. You want to get the carbon doser regulator, that's 200. And you want to get a 10-pound, 5 to 10-pound CO2 canister. Or if you don't care how it looks, you can just trade off at your local store, gas store that fills them up.
Kevin, I do test my calcium. It's about at last time I checked, it was about 390. So yeah, that's the reason why I
I
dose
didn't
that
realize it was
stuff.
so expensive.
The coral consumes it way super fast, and it eats that stuff up so fast. That's the only reason why I dose it.
Well, that's good. At least you're testing and you know.
Hmm.
How do you figure out how much you need to dose? Do you use like the online calculators?
Yeah, I have used that. I used that with BRS. It said I should dose roughly 20 millimeters of calcium every week.
You know what's cool is see this what I'm looking at on Live Aquaria. I saw this fish in an LFS today, and I had no idea what it said, and it said it was a file fish, and I was like, I thought file fish were like long and skinny. That can't be a file fish, but that was it. Except
Yeah,
he had a lot more growth on the bottom part. He almost looked like a piece of floating seaweed. He was a really cool
yeah,
looking fish.
yeah, dude, that's a file fish. They're all over in Florida, where I live. I cannot comment.
Hi, Bubba.
So, tanks, how often are you doing water changes?
Every week. I've tried to do it for 2 weeks. I didn't see good results, so I'm going back to every week now. So I'm doing one tomorrow. Every Saturday, I do a water change.
And your tank is how big?
20 gallons. It's
And how
been
much?
pretty.
And how much are you changing?
10%, 20% if there's a lot of nutrients in the water.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do my water changes on a 150-gallon tank. It's Fun.
Can't wait. Really. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. You have to get the big garbage cans, fill them up, carry them outside, dump them out, repeat.
I think my tank's gonna be right next to a window, so I think I'm gonna run the hose outside when I'm lowering water when I'm taking water out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that much harder, Ed. You just have to come up with a system. Like for my tank now, I was able to get away with 5-gallon water changes. With the new tank, it's going to take more, but I just I bought a 100-foot section of the clear 3/4-inch tubing, and I rigged up a PVC setup that hangs over the side of the tank.
Yeah,
and I can pump. You know what I
wanna
mean?
do
And
exactly that.
yeah, and so like when I did my 100% water change after my tank cycled, I just ran that hose right into my bathtub and I drained the tank. And then from my front door, I have the brutes on wheels, and I just wheeled the can to my front door. I have an old Eheim, 1250 pump, and I just pumped it from the trash cans through that tubing right into the tank. You just got to get your system down, but it's not really that much harder. It's just like dialing in your system or your setup.
Right.
If you really want
a
to,
new filter.
if you're slick enough, like Reef Girl was, you could have like hard plumbing. I can't do that at my house, but hers is like the ultimate setup where you have hard plumbing that goes right next to your tank and you can just shoot the water right in. I mean, that's ideal, but not everyone can do that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome, actually.
Lots of micro bubbles everywhere. Don't want to wake up the fish. And
Seems like they're already awake, dude.
my chalice is a little bit lighter than I got it. Is it bleaching or is it just changing to the light? It just got a little bit lighter than usual.
Just today?
Yeah, it's just a little bit lighter than it usually is. It was a little bit darker. Well, I just got it, so maybe it's just adjusting to the light.
I couldn't tell you, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't tell, but you see how it's lighter down there. You see it on the bottom how it's lighter down there. Is that bleaching or is that just new growth?
I don't know, dude.
What is that, a chalice?
Yeah, is it? You see how it's lighter on the bottom? Is that bleaching or is it just growing more?
I mean, it looks like it's lighter all the way around, basically.
Yeah, it could be new growth. If it's all the way around, but if it goes in the center, then I know it's probably bleaching. It may be new growth. This chalice hasn't grown yet, but I know it's going to encrust on that rock. I really hope it does. But this hammer's right next to it, so if they start fighting, I'm going to have to move this guy. Which they probably will, so. Yeah. Clown. Cleaner Shrimp. Jiminy Tang. Whole gang. Everyone survived low oxygen without the filter when the filter wasn't running. Because it broke today. Because I basically used this pump, put some airline tubing on it, let it feed into my tank, water poured in, and it helped a lot.
Hey, Phil. You there, Phil?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm muted. I'm eating a salad right now. But what's up?
Okay. Hey, just real quick, what was that reactor you said that you recommended? I just want to look at it.
It's the Geo. Here, let me look on my computer. If I get a reactor, that's the one I'm going to get. It's the.
Is it on BRS or?
No, you have to. No, they don't carry them. It's a Geo 6x12. It's $369. Premium Aquatics has it.
Oh, my damsel, he never goes on the bottom.
It has the Seachi pump on it, so it's super quiet. They're super reliable pumps.
Right.
And And then I've kind of researched them ever since I've never used one, but after listening to Rico, I've done a lot of research on them, and I think
Right.
this is the one to get, the Geo. It's just well built. It's been around forever, and I know Sichi pumps are great.
Right.
And then now I've never really dealt with the regulators, but Rico is telling me the carbon doser, it's more expensive, but it's super precise. And he says that's the way to go. He doesn't have one, but he says if he was going to buy a setup, that would be the one to get. And after all the reading I've done on it, I have to say there's nothing but good things about them.
Okay.
You just won't have to fiddle with it, and it's just super precise.
These
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
these Zoas are spreading like wildfire. I mean, every time I look at all these softies, there's something new with them. I had to frag this Kenyan tree the other day because it was getting too big. Glass is a little dirty. I have to clean it. Just a little dirty though. That mushroom moved there. I did not put it there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
No, it's too blue, man. You
Yeah,
need
I
to put
think you
a
guys
yellow
can see it.
filter
It's
on
right
your
there.
or turn on your whites.
Here. Right. There we go. See it now? Right there. I
Barely.
didn't put it there, but it seems to do pretty well there, so.
Kevin.
Duncan's.
So
Hey, can't.
$369 for the reactor, $299 for the regulator, and then the tanks. I don't know what the tanks go for. They're probably
Why
about.
is that regulator so expensive, man? It's just a fucking hunk of metal.
Yeah, I know, but I've read a lot about them, man, and they're just super, super precise. You can get a cheaper one, but
No, I
don't
know. But you know what I'm
you
saying?
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just one of those things where sometimes you get what you pay for, and there is ones you could get by with using, but for $50 more, you might as well go. To me, you might as well go with top of the line. I mean, $50 is not going to break the bank.
No.
And I don't know. That's just what I would do, but I'm not really going there yet. I'm still planning on dosing my tank.
Right. I'm not going there yet either. I don't
But
need to.
I'm gonna. I've had good luck with the Jabo doser, but it is kind of cheap made. You can tell by the quality of it. You can tell by the quality of it, but so far it's dosed my stuff in equal parts, and it hasn't failed me. But I saw a video from, I think his name is Reefing Kenny, who has a ton of SPS. I mean, beautiful tank, and his failed on him, and it overdosed his elk, and he lost a lot of coral from that. So on the new tank, I'd rather go. I'm looking at the GHL doser, which is about $450. So, and I'm also wouldn't mind getting the Apex dose, but in order to dose the component 1, 2, 3, I need 3 heads, and the dose only comes with 2. So that means I got to buy 2 of them at $270. So
Jeez.
it's just one of those things, it adds up, keeps adding up, adding up. But
I told the wife calcium reactor by Christmas and maybe an Apex next year for my birthday.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. You got to just you got to know what you're going to do. I mean, if you get $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth of life in your tank between corals and fish and stuff, it would suck to lose that. And so I would do everything that I could to, buy the best stuff to keep that alive.
Remember, the more equipment you have, the more chance of it failing. Just remember that. I try to keep it simple so that doesn't happen to me. I'm running this. Hang on the back. I know you guys can't see it, but it's there. Protein skimmer, pump, and heater, and that's literally it. That's all.
You're also just running a 20-gallon tank where I want to
Mhm.
get a 150 gallon, and putting all this money
Mhm.
into it. I don't want my fish to die. I don't want my coral to die.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just putting some of this sugar in because that's a
Yeah,
little too much.
simple is good. I mean, keeping it simple is a good thing to think and to say. But when you have a bigger tank and you start getting into thousands of dollars worth of coral, I mean, you want to have some
Yeah.
redundancy. And like the apex to me is, it's worth every penny, because I get a text message on my phone that says, "Hey, your temperature is at 74 degrees," and I know I need to do something about it right now. And like in my case, I have 3 or 4 heaters, like backup heaters. So if I get that text message, I can come home right away and replace that heater. So you just got to kind of look at everything on how, you don't need a controller if you only have, $100 worth of livestock in your tank. But when you start getting up into the thousands of dollars, you want to have some kind of backup
Yeah.
and some kind of, notification, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I understand, man. There's more gadgets for bigger tanks because bigger tanks are probably more. Well, I wouldn't say bigger tanks are more popular. They're about the same, but yeah, people just tend to make more gadgets for them because it's easier. Just trying to get my Chromus. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, this Honeywood Stunner is looking really nice. I'll change it so you guys can see it.
I was talking. Dave said he was thinking about selling a guitar, his Gibson, to get a bigger tank, but then he said, "Screw that." He said he wants to be buried with the thing. So
Yeah. I
My
don't know.
tank looks kind of. My tank looks kind of yellow. I know that's kind of bad.
Let's run some
It's
carbon.
Yeah, I have carbon. It still looks yellow. Maybe it's just how old this light is. It's very old. It's probably like almost 6 years, 7 years old. Maybe it's just that. Yeah,
What
but
kind
this
of
is a
what
long
kind of
one.
bulb?
LED. Look. Uh,
What kind of LED? Like a Chinese black box or what?
what?
What kind of LED are you running?
I am actually not sure. I just got this as someone gave it to me, so I'm not really sure what type it is. But it's just one of those simple hang-on LEDs. I wanted the Kessel, but
Yeah, they're big
filter
money.
can't.
They're expensive.
they have like a $220 Kessel.
Well, they're
It seems pretty good.
Yeah, you can get the A80 for your tank. For a 20 gallon, the A80 would be perfect.
yeah. I think that would be perfect. Maybe I could find a used one on Craigslist or something for $100 or $90 or something.
I want to get a clam too. Really, I mean, after I get everything established, a few months in.
Yeah. Yeah, wait a long time for that, Ed.
Yeah. No, I agree. Not until I get the calcium reactor. Not until my water is my system's nice and dirty.
Yeah. You just want to make sure your
The
tank
tank's
is,
gonna get cloudy soon.
make sure it's nice and established. That would be probably one of the
The tank,
last things I add. I want to add a clam too, but it's they're hard to keep, and they
Yeah, I
it's
hear you.
yeah, you'll have all the right stuff. You'll have all the right lighting, and if you've obviously done your research, and you'll have the right water parameters and stuff, but your tank has to be kind of mature, I think.
No,
have
I,
something
I
like that.
totally agree.
Yeah.
It's something that I'll get after 6 months to a year. I mean, but then again, if you get like a small I mean, I'm not trying to make an excuse, but like right here they sell a 2-inch clam. I mean, a 2-inch clam isn't really gonna suck up a lot of calcium and magnesium and all that stuff. And but I know it
Yeah.
needs to filter feed, so I don't know if you need plankton. I gotta research it
Oh
more
crap!
if they need plankton or not.
There we go. Now it's running.
And Dave's gonna come over when I get everything. He's gonna come over one day and he's gonna help me plumb everything. He's gonna help me. He's gonna help. I guess help me get organized.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah, I think just from, I mean, I don't know him personally, but just from the little bit I've spent online and listening to Dave and stuff, I definitely think he knows, his plumbing and that
Right.
kind of stuff. So he'll, definitely be able to help you out.
Yeah, I don't know him personally either, except for on here. But he only lives an hour away, so you know. And I got a
Yeah.
dog that'll bite his ass if he tries anything. That's good.
Yeah. It's, you could always have Sean come over and do it.
Sean? Yeah.
Did you see the
Oh, that was a train wreck yesterday.
That was kind of funny. It's kind of funny though. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of cool at the same time because everyone on the live stream is helping him, get it the right way. And
Honestly, yeah. How cool is that? Like the guy's not sure what he's doing, and people all over the country are helping him get it right.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. I've watched people set up their whole tanks on live streams. I've watched the whole thing from start to finish. It's kind of crazy. Guys have no idea what they were doing, and people just kind of walk them right through it. So definitely this online streaming is
Once I get
way more than I ever had. Because when I set up my 58, the internet wasn't even around. I had the LFS and books. I still have all my books.
oh yeah, man, that was all trial and error back then. I mean, it still is a little bit now, but at least people can steer you the right way.
Oh yeah, there's so much more info now. It's the hobby has changed so much. Because before there was really nothing. You had to go with what the guy at the LFS said, or people you knew. You couldn't go on Google and search for, why is my tank cloudy, or why is what is this going on, and
Dude.
it just wasn't there. So things have
Dude.
definitely changed.
Dude, do you think I should just leave this off?
What?
Wait. This, because this is blocking this from spinning. This on.
I can't see, man. Your blues are too damn high.
What is that?
There we go.
I can't even tell, man. The blues are too high.
The Marineland. Lid, I don't think I should put this on because it's blocking it.
Oh, that's the biofilter thing, bio wheel, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to put your biological filtration on. Oh wait, it's almost on. Oh, now it's going. Okay, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess this filter's pretty good. You're right though. The aqua clear is better, but I guess this works for now. Yeah, I gotta clean that off. There's a bunch of crappy algae all over here, so I'll clean that off tomorrow.
Who's that? Oh.
Phil, are you in California or Arizona?
Yeah. No, California. I live, I don't know, you ever heard of Pismo Beach?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I'm about 10 minutes away from there.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
Assume you have a chiller then.
No. The temperature usually in the summertime is about 78 around where I live. sometimes we get, we'll get like a week or two in the summer of like maybe 90s, 96, but it's pretty, like my house doesn't even have air conditioning. It's pretty mellow climate here. I really like it here.
Oh wow, I'm jealous.
I'm in Florida right now, and yeah, there's a major drought going on, and right now I could just smell fire because there's like 80 fires happening right now. I'm out here, I could smell fire, and it's a little bit foggy out.
Yeah, I was in Florida
That's
2 weeks
literally
ago.
how bad it is.
The lake was really low.
Yeah, my lake is super low. What, were you here for Reef? I was.
No, I went there for to visit a friend a week before.
Yeah, we've been having
the pool. I'm going.
we've been having a really bad drought in California until this last year, and then we got a lot of rain. So, I mean, it sounds crazy, but our water bill was so expensive. I would take my waste line from my RO unit, and I put a quick disconnect on it, and I would attach it to a garden hose. So all my wastewater I would just use to like water my plants and my tree and that kind of stuff. Because it was bad. We were on water restrictions where you could only water 1 day a week. So, most people's yards and landscapes were dying. But this last winter we had a pretty good rain, so things are kind of bouncing back. I had that boat.
In my pool.
I had that boat I'd been trying to sell for 4 years, and it just wasn't getting any bites because the lakes around here were empty. And then I just sold it a few weeks ago. And when I took the guy out for the test ride, the lake is the best I've seen it in probably 10 years. So we had a pretty good winter here.
Good for you. Interesting.
But yeah, that's cool. I like it out here. I grew up in the desert. I grew up in Barstow, California, which is the desert, the Mojave Desert, and it's super hot there. And then right when I turned 18, I went in the military, so I lived all over. I lived in Texas, Louisiana. I've been all over the place. So.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I lived in Albuquerque for 8 years, so I'm used to that desert life. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, it's like a dry heat, so you get used to it. It doesn't matter where you're at. You get used to it. But yeah, when I got out of the military, I was like, I've been all over, but I'm going back to California. I like it out here.
Yeah, I've never been to California, not once, man. Never stuck a toe in a state.
You gotta go. You gotta go. It's nice.
I want to visit. I do want to go. I want to visit.
Yeah, it's cool. I like California because everything is close. I mean, if you want mountains, you can go to the mountains and go skiing or whatever. If you want,
but it's crazy expensive, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It's super expensive, but it's cool, man. I have my house here is real small, but hey, it'll be paid off this year. So
hey, congrats.
Yeah. So stuff is cool. I'm doing okay.
I don't like you, man.
Hey, trust me, I was there before, man. I had that 30-year mortgage, but
yeah, I think I got 29 left.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we just bought our house like a year ago, so yeah, I got a lot of time left.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things, Sure, I wish I could have a newer house with all the new stuff and all that stuff, but hey, I'll be like CJ. I'll stick with my wood paneling, and I'll have my house paid off in a year.
There you go.
I got wood paneling in my house, but I painted over that shit. I painted it. It looks nice. People don't even realize it. I did a nice faux on it.
Man, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you though. When I bought this house, it did have wood paneling, and I pulled it all down myself.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Did you re-drywall it, or was the drywall good underneath?
The drywall was good underneath. It just had holes where they had used nails to knock it into the drywall.
Oh yeah, so I
just patched that and painted it, and it was good to go.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't mind living in a smaller place. I mean, it's mine, and it's easy to take care of, and what I've been doing recently is just, it's older, but I just been like upgrading each room at a time. So I did that room where my new tank is in. We just remodeled my kitchen recently, and then once the house is paid off, I'm doing the bathroom and the bedrooms. Redoing them all. So it's I don't
That's
know, it's
sweet,
my
man.
little
Good for you.
pad. So
That's an awesome feeling though, to know that you're like right there at the end though.
yeah, it's cool, man. I enjoy it out here. I look at some of the other places, and sometimes I'm on the streams and stuff, and I don't remember what he said now, but I remember CJ saying what he paid for his house, and it was like, dang, man, that's super cheap compared to out here. But I don't know. It just depends on where you grew up and where you like and all that stuff.
Right. Well, it depends on how much you make. You're loaded or not. Not all of us are loaded.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not loaded. I got kind of into a forced medical retirement. I got hurt at work and had three
That
neck
sucks.
surgery. Yeah, I had three neck surgeries, and so yeah, I had to retire about 4 years earlier than I wanted to. So
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I got about
yeah,
20 to 30 more years left to work, so I'm good. The money's
there you
gonna keep
go.
rolling in.
There you go.
I'm gonna be an old man by the time I retire.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you, I miss being able to sign up for overtime and make that extra money to buy stuff and
Yeah, that's a good thing about my job. I mean, there's not an endless supply of overtime, but there is a fair amount. Uh, so
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, from here on out, I'm on a fixed income, so there's no way I would have been able to do this tank unless I sold those things that I did. So
Yeah. I hear you. There's some guys that I work with that double their income with overtime. Unbelievable.
oh yeah,
I,
yeah. When
I,
I was working, you could sign up just about every day if you wanted overtime. You could work a double. You could work 16-hour shift, and it was all time and a half plus. You get an ex. We got days on our books too for vacation, and so it was a good gig. But yeah,
That is good. That is a good gig. Keep telling all my like nephews and young people, I'm like, go join the Navy. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, stop fucking working at Burger King and go join the Navy. You're wasting your life otherwise.
yeah, you can learn some good trades in the military, man. I did it for 10 years.
Yeah, you learn a trade. You get to travel the world. I mean, the job sucks. I mean, not. I mean, it's not glorious. You're on a ship. You're mopping floors. You're working your ass off, but you get to go to Australia and Korea and Japan for
Yeah.
free, for nothing.
I'll tell
Hawaii.
you what. I'll tell you what. I was in both the Air Force and the Army, and so those are the two I know. But I can tell you what, the Air Force. If you're going to go into the service, the Air Force is the way to go.
Yeah, I did 8
Because
years. I did 8 years in the Air Force.
yeah, the living conditions are 100 times better, and you're pretty much taken care of, man. You got good medical, you got dental, you got everything.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you make enough money to make a decent living, I think. Especially in my case, I don't have any college. I have a high school diploma, so
Yeah, me too.
it's if you don't have that college background, I mean, it's not a bad way to make a living, man. I've been had nice things pretty much most of my life, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, as long as you work hard and you're persistent and you have a drive, a high school diploma could take you. You join the military and stuff, you get that experience, and then like me, I got into a good company and started off at the bottom, and now I now I make more than what people with master's degrees.
Yeah, that's the problem nowadays is you can go to school for 6, 8 years and still not make as much money as I was with my job and stuff. So
Yeah.
there's other ways, but I don't know. When you look back, I wish now if I could go back, I would have went to college, but
for the experience.
Oh yeah, for that and just I mean everything, opportunities, but
Yeah, that piece of paper does help. I mean, it's cool to write on a resume that you have your bachelor's and blah blah blah.
yeah.
Just looks impressive.
Yeah, it's like my son, he just turned 30 and he went to school, got his bachelor's degree, kind of like in the medical field. And he wound up trying to find work, couldn't find work, and now he's a Geico claims adjuster. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
totally not what he went to school for, but he gets paid good money and he's got a company car and he makes a good living. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things,
Yeah, it's a bummer. Like he went to school for something and it has nothing to do with his degree is in.
Nothing. It's like totally opposite.
Yeah, I work with this woman who, like I said, I only have a high school diploma in military. She has a bachelor's degree and 2 associates, and she always like brags about it. Like, I went to college. I'm like, yeah, but I make the same as you. I said, in fact, I make more than you because I take overtime. So, who cares?
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't try and like rub it in anyone's face saying, haha, I make good money. I mean, I'm not rich or anything, but like I work at a power plant and I used to be a security guard there and I worked my way up and then I see all these former guys that are still security guards and they bitch at me and they're like, yeah, it must be nice making all that money. I'm like, dude, you could have did the same thing. You sat on your ass. I went and networked and it's shaking down HR and went and shook hand. I brown nose. I went up to the manager and said, hey man, hire me. I want to work for you. I was up their asses. I did what it took.
Yeah. Well, I think as long as you are a hard worker, you kind of get those opportunities thrown your way because,
Right.
you know what I mean? It gets recognized in a lot of places and a lot of places it don't. But I know if you just do what you're supposed to do, 90% of the time now it's like, oh, you're a god because, half the people are so lazy they don't even do what they're supposed to do.
Right. It's almost a shame because, I'm in a union and we have people that will straight up just take a nap in front of a supervisor and they're afraid to say something to them because they're afraid to get taken to HR for discriminating against them. I'm like, dude, I don't care if he's 70 years old, fire his ass, get him out of here. But because he's an old guy that, he's going to claim age discrimination then.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So they always come to us young guys. I mean, I'm not that young. I'm turning 40, but still, they turn to us and we get thrown all the work because, Joe Blow is 400 pounds, so he can't climb a ladder. Grandpa is 70, so he can't go there, and then blah blah. So it's like always us young guys that just get beat to shit.
Yeah, come on, Ed. You're not that beat up. You go to work most of the time and are on the live stream with us.
Yeah. Oh, hey, no. When I'm on, I go back and forth between days and nights, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't work hard. But when I'm on nights, there ain't nothing to do. I'm more of a emergency plan response personnel, and I have like maybe an hour's worth of work every night. But when I'm on day shift, all kinds of stuff comes up, and it's not hard work, but it's just I'm definitely there's no time for live stream at work on day shift.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, Tex?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm literally just eating crackers, so that's why I was muted.
You're muted because you're playing in the pool and making noise. Nonsense.
I was in my kayak in the pool because I just felt like it, yeah.
Is Deathmage streaming on Twitch? Did she leave our butts?
That's what they're saying in the chat. I haven't been on the chat in a while, but it looks like she's streaming on Twitch playing that game.
Yep.
That was funny the other night, man. She was screaming and everything popped out.
I can't see the comments. I'm with my phone, so.
Yeah, I'm on a little tiny computer now. I got a gift from my mother. She bought me a new iMac, the big desktop, and I only had it for 8 months. And the screen, it was getting like these black smudges all over. The kind of, I thought they were on the outside, but it was actually like on the LCD and the inside. So yesterday I took it in and they got to replace the screen on it. Thank God it's under warranty because it was like $600.
All right. I just went on her stream and bitched at her for leaving us. So,
Yeah. I'm watching it. Yeah, he's on there. He's streaming on there.
Guess my computer's about $1,200. So it's not cheap. It's an Apple computer, so well, it's the computer all of us use. My whole family uses it. So.
$1,200. I think that's what my video card cost.
That's what a good deal for a tank costs, but I didn't get it. It was a 120-gallon tank. That was $1,200 with everything: the reverse osmosis, everything, the food, the fish, the coral, everything for $1,200. It was an awesome deal.
What are you running for a computer, Kevin? You build your own?
He's talking to Mage. He's trying to get.
Oh, he's not on here? I saw his
Why you
thing, but
snitching, dog? Why you snitching?
He's trying to get
Damn.
kissies. Some hearts blown to him and stuff.
Damn, man. It's not my fault I get love. What you asked me, Philip, what I do for my computer?
yeah, I said, do you build your own, or what do you run for a computer?
Hey, listen, man. I used to build my own, and to be honest with you, I don't anymore. And the reason why is because I run workstations because I do a lot of server stuff. So, like I do gaming, and the workstations can run games and all that, but I need something that's powerful enough to run like server applications and virtual machines and stuff like that. So I don't really build computers anymore. I just like buy HP workstations and stuff like that. I'm more into the server type stuff than trying to get video cards and all that because I don't really game.
Oh, gotcha.
I do a little,
same here.
not that much.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I used to build my own too, and I've been into computers since they came out. And I bought my first one, and when it first broke, I first had trouble with it. I called the place, and they wanted $100 just to open it and take a look at it, and that's when I learned about them. And I've just kind of done my own thing since. But I've had the all-in-one iMac for a few years now, and they're a pretty solid computer. I'm really happy with it. But this is it for me and Apple. I'm not real happy with Apple lately. They just haven't been as good as they used to be.
Yeah, I'm not an Apple guy at all. I don't do Apple.
Neither, dude.
My whole family devoted to Apple. They're not as good as they used to be. They promote it too much, way too much. Like they're coming out with a new phone every year. I mean, seriously, who has the money for that?
Yeah, when I went to buy my new laptop, I was looking at the new MacBook Pro because I have an older MacBook Pro, and as soon as I saw that the hard drive was soldered onto the main board and they did away with the USB ports, that was a deal breaker for me. I mean, I just have too many things that run off USB. I mean, who wants to buy all the dongles and stuff you need to run your USB ports?
Yeah, I don't know. I just got. It's not that it's not interesting because I do repair computers, build computers, and whatever for people, but I just don't think it's worth it anymore to do it.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. So
All
once
right.
I'm done, I'll check you out. If you're still on, I'll probably pop back in or be in the chat or something. So
I might
All
leave
right,
this up,
Philip.
but I might leave this up if anyone wants to jump in. But I kind of want to
Yeah.
go. I kind of want to go hang out with Mage on Twitch.
And let's go. Let's go. Bye, babe. Bye, people. We're going with
all
Mage.
right, later,
Twitch.
guys.
All right, Philip.
I'll
We're
leave
going
it.
over to Twitch.
I'll leave this up, but I'm gonna go to Twitch.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. If any of you guys
What?
want to join, you can. In the chat. There's like no one here. Okay.
Well, there's 11
Peace.
people watching, but people just like to chat sometimes. They don't want to talk.
Yeah. Peace.
All right, dude. Whoever's in here. Hold on, I had to mute that. Whoever's in here, go to this. Or yeah, I'll just leave it up. I'll just leave it up. But man, it's gonna be all laggy and shit. Jamie, Diver down. Who else is here? Loki. There ain't nobody else here. Go to that damn Reef, that Twitch. I'm gonna stop this. Bye, y'all.